So I just wanted to clarify a couple of things from my recent video about bed sharing, where I was just saying how like I used to be a bed sharing mom and then my son passed away, so now I'm not. But yeah, some people were asking, they said, I had a video a while ago talking about how I put Noah to sleep in his crib and then he passed away. That was the very first video that I posted to TikTok, I think, after Noah passed away, or one of the very first videos. But I'm pretty sure it was the first video that, of course, like, a lot of people saw it, and that's kind of where all of this started. So I'll explain that. That video is true. I did put him to sleep initially, but that video is more so about just the fact that I was pouring out my breast milk. I can explain that right now. I'll try not to starve myself. So that video is basically me just explaining how the night before, because Noah was in daycare, because I was working at that daycare, I would pour my breast milk into those bottles and get it ready for him to go to daycare the next day. And while I put Noah to sleep in his crib, because initially that's what we would do, and then I went out and prepared those bottles. So obviously the next morning he was gone, he didn't have the bottles, we didn't go to daycare, whatever, so I was pouring out all those bottles days later. That was all that video was trying to say. I wasn't really trying to share the whole details about it, and I also was very afraid to be criticized for it, which is exactly why I don't really talk about it very much anymore, because I just get super criticized for it. But here's another video that I have privated since, because I was criticized and it was really hard, especially because it was literally right after he died. So this is the explanation. My son would wake up all the time in the middle of the night, usually now it was usually only like once a night. And my husband or I would wake up and grab him and bring him to our bed so I could feed him, and he would just sleep with us for the rest of the night. So my son actually did pass in. So that was the video that I explained that, which of course after people started saying, oh, so you're just a horrible parent. Oh, so you just did it wrong. Oh, so this. Oh, so that. Once people started saying that, I obviously took the video down because I was upset. I was very early in my grief. It was terrible. And another thing people were saying is that in my YouTube video that my husband or me was saying that Noah crawled under the covers. That was never said. This is what we said.
I woke up at 5:12. Noah was like down lower by like our knees, like if he was crawling around the bed.
Which he did sometimes.
Yeah, but like usually like he didn't go far. If he crawled, like the way we would sleep, if he slept with us and we would put him in between us, so like he'd be in the middle of us. So
usually he would just be like latched onto me.
Yeah, he'd be latched on her, which he would never really crawl away.
But he could crawl, is what I'm saying.
But this is the first time that he had crawled, I think, like, away from us. I saw him there, and I just thought it was funny that he had crawled down a little bit, and he was in the position that he always sleeps in. Like, he slept in his crib like that, where he's like butt up. He's like kind of turned to his side. I was just thinking, I was like, what is he doing? I was like, why is he crawling down there? And so I reached to touch him.
Because his feet were to us, basically.
I reached to touch him, and I put my hand on his belly.
So that was all he really said. He said that Noah had crawled down the bed, not down under the covers. He was not under any covers. He wasn't wrapped up in anything. Neither of us rolled onto him. Nothing was covering him. He wasn't between the wall and the bed. He didn't fall off the bed. It was nothing like that. And I've said this so many times that people just don't want to acknowledge that, because it's easier for them to believe that I did something specifically and physically, that it wasn't, that there's just no possible way that it was just because we bed shared. Everybody always says that, and I don't really know what else to say. I've literally said so much information and given far more detail than I need to, because at the end of the day, I'm just trying to do what I can to make sure another parent, even if it's just one, doesn't have to wake up to what we woke up to that morning. And I really hate talking about it. I hate revisiting this, because obviously it's just really hard to relive it, but I know it's important. Like I said, even if it only saves one child, it's worth saying it. because I don't know if maybe if I had seen a video 2 days before, maybe I wouldn't have slept with Noah again. And then maybe he would still be here. So if I can do that for somebody else, then I'll take all the scrutiny and the criticism, and I'm the one that has to live with this for the rest of my life. And at the end of the day, that's what I have to live with. So yeah, not telling you what to do, not calling anybody a bad parent. I literally lost my child to this, so who am I to call somebody else a bad parent? I'm literally just sharing my story. That's it. So I appreciate those of you who are respectful, but this is just to clear it all up, the confusion some people had.